I got the moves. I got the moves. I'm making moves. You gotta move. You gotta make the city move. Like, whoa. I make the city move. I got the move.
The Toronto Raptors are off to a phenomenal start to the 2019-20 season, one that really has come as a huge shock to the rest of the league and NBA fans. After losing Kawhi Leonard this offseason to the Los Angeles Clippers, the Raptors seemed doomed to fall out of the contention window and become an average playoff team yet again. But with the emergence of Pascal, Siakam and others, the Raptors have actually been amazing to start this season, going 7-3 in their opening 10 games. But how good are they really? Is this a lucky start? Or could the Raptors actually be legit title contenders again and potentially make a run at the Larry O'Brien Trophy for the second year in a row? I'll be going over that in today's video, as well as analysing the Toronto Raptors in general. If you're new here and enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe for more NBA content. But with that being said, let's talk about the Toronto Raptors.
Lucas.
As I mentioned, the Raptors have come out of the gates blazing to start the year, winning 7 of their first 10 games. These 7 wins should not go underrated either, as during these games they have knocked off the Pelicans, Kings, Magic and Chicago. The most impressive win of them all though was against the Lakers, as they managed to upset Lebron and AD and end Los Angeles' impressive 7-game win streak. Not only that, they did it without 2 of their best players, Kyle Lowry and Serge Ibaka. You would have thought those glue guys and mentors would be needed, especially in a toxic LA environment, but the Raptors were fine and took home with them a big W. In their 3 losses, they haven't been terrible, as they fell short to the hot Boston Celtics, barely took an L versus Milwaukee with the defending MVP, and in probably the hardest back-to-back of all time, just came up short versus the Clippers after knocking off the Lakers. One positive from this game though was how well they held up Kawhi Leonard, holding him to only 12 points and forcing him to turn over the ball 9 times. It's fair to say the Raptors have been impressive so far, and with their next game against the Blazers, they look set to continue their dominance. But how have they done this well? Who is stepping up for the Raptors big time right now and helping them get these unprecedented wins? The first guy is obviously Pascal Siakam. After having an insane breakout year last season, Pascal Siakam won the Most Improved Player, and I might sound crazy by saying this, but he could even win it again this year. In 10 games, Spicy P is averaging 26.3 points, 9.5 rebounds, and almost 4 assists. He's playing at an elite level right now. He's already had multiple 30-point games this season, and if he continues the rate he's at, he may just become a first-time All-Star this season. Another guy playing well for Toronto is Kyle Lowry. Many thought Lowry would be a trade asset for the Raptors this season and may have a bit of a championship hangover, but so far, Lowry's been balling. In 8 games played, Lowry's been averaging almost 22 points per game, 6.5 assists, as well as a little over a steal per night. These numbers are close to career best, and it's making him look like a prime player, even though he's 33 years old. Fred VanVleet has also been insane for the Raptors so far. He started off the season with a bang, dropping over 25 points to begin the season in a clutch overtime victory versus the New Orleans Pelicans. VanVleet has continued this level of play, averaging 16 points and nearly 8 assists per night, shooting pretty decently from the field. Though his level of shooting hasn't been as good this season as thought originally, his passing and ability to find open players has been great so far, and it's why he's averaging close to 8 assists per game, 3.5 more than his last season average. And the final guy I want to talk about today is OG Anunoby. Though his stats haven't been too special, only 11.7 points per game with 5 rebounds, OG Anunoby has a ton of potential. There have been moments in games this season where Anunoby has looked like a future perennial all-star, including the game where he dropped 21 on New Orleans. he's been incredibly efficient with the limited shots he gets, shooting well over 50% from the field and the 3-point line. His offensive efficiency and defense too, he averages over a block and steal per game, have been big factors and contributors to the early success of Toronto, and it's good to see him getting attention for his efforts. But how good are the Raptors actually? Are they a real threat to other contending teams? I'm going to have to say yes to that. This team is legit. Though they may have lost Kawhi, so far, the Raptors have proven they don't need him to win. They haven't lost any games that they should have won. They've beaten all the teams that are ranked below them. Yes, they may have lost to the Clippers, Bucks, and Celtics, but those three teams are all above the pack. Those teams are all probably top 4 to 5 teams in the league, except maybe Boston. Still, with that said, Boston is 8-1. That shouldn't be underrated, and the fact they put up such a good fight against them with a clearly worse roster needs to be respected. Again, they barely lost to the Bucks and had to play against the Lakers and Clippers on back-to-back nights without two of their best players, vets and glue guys, in Lowry and Ibaka. The fact alone that they won against the Lakers and went down fighting versus the Clippers proves they are legit and ready to tackle the best come playoff time. In a 7-game series, am I taking them over the Bucks or 76ers or Clippers and Lakers, etc.? No, I'm not, but I'm not counting them out. It is extremely unlikely that this team repeats, let's be real here, but I think the potential of them doing so is starting to become increasingly more likely with recent wins over the Lakers. They are pushing contenders as hard as they can and are quite frankly starting to scare teams a lot more than they did prior to the season. This team is still a title contender, and though a win in a 7-game series versus a team like Milwaukee is unlikely, it's not impossible. This team is ready to surprise everyone yet again, so if I were you, I'd be ready. The Toronto Raptors are again going to do something special this season, and you do not want to miss out. But that will conclude the video. What do you guys think of this? How good are the Toronto Raptors to you? Could they repeat this season? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop it a like and subscribe. But with that being said, I am out.
Trap, drill and repeat till the drill is complete. Aye, in the beginning, it was only me and the gang. Introduced this country to drilling. All of a sudden they all wanna bang. All of a sudden they all wanna trap, drill, ching and shoot. All of a sudden they all wanna trap, drill, ching and shoot. Trap, drill, ching and shoot. In the beginning, it was only me and the gang. Introduced this country to drilling. All of a sudden they all wanna bang. All of a